Yesterday we had an awesome opportunity to go just a few short miles down the road and visit our friends at Sage and Stone Homestead. Heather and Levi, amongst a whole lot of other things they do down there, raise meat rabbits, and yesterday was meat rabbit processing day. We had a lot of fun, had a big party, learned a lot, it was a great time, and we're excited to share some of what we learned with you. Some of this is a little graphic, so if you're not into that, you've been forewarned. But it was a very educational experience. Heather and Levi are both really good teachers. We hope you learned as much from this video as we did from them.
Piece of metal here, and it's secured in really, really well. And we don't have to use any kind of ammunition or anything like that.
No
it's something that somebody in city could use just fine. And so, as far as dispatching the rabbit goes, I feel bad because I know her ears was hurt.
Oh.
But I know. She's caught, and then you just lean back. And it's called cervical dislocation.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
So her head, you can feel right here.
Yeah, I heard it separate.
It's disconnected from her neck.
Brainstem and
so
all
it's
that.
it's a bloodless form of dispatch.
Gotcha.
And with the red-eyed rabbits, their eyes turn blue.
Oh.
I don't know
you
if
just put the
blood
rabbit's head
loss
then,
or what.
just wedged it in there?
Wedge it in there, and
And
so
then-
I like to put the chin. Oh, sorry. I like to put the chin this way because it seems to just hold it better. And then I just put my weight into it and pull back, and it. I don't know if you want to feel, but it's dislocated.
It's right at the base of the skull, right? So it's the same kind of concept.
It's called cervical dislocation. At this point, I'll find. Oh, this one is not good. It's gonna crack in the bottom. I will find where it's separated. And then go ahead, and I like to hold the ears because tension is good. Sometimes you have to pierce in there first.
This is where you can't use a dull butter knife.
No, you can't. There it goes.
Since there was no bone left there, cervical separation.
It's really easy. Yeah, the hard part is the fur. And so at this point, I like to take the feet off the bottom because when you skin the rabbit, this will hang everything up. So this we use pretty much. See, she's got hawk sores even on her.
And that's from the cage?
Yep. But some of them have a genetic predisposition, and this is not something you want to breed for. So right through basically what's her wrist. Pull down. And these are not the ones that people save for rabbit foot keychains. That's these ones. But we're not doing that today. So right through the wrist. And if you forget this part, it's no big deal. You'll remember later when it's stuck. And this is the part where you want to be a little bit careful about what you're doing. Because we're going to just go after the skin. You don't really want to cut the meat, and you especially don't want to cut a little tendon on the back here that's really keeping her foot attached to her leg, because when you go to pull down on the skin, it will pop the whole foot off. That's not the goal. We have discovered that female rabbits tend to skin better than male rabbits. I'm guessing it's something hormonal, although she is older, so it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. I'm just getting the skin. It's a little bit time consuming at this point, but it's worth taking your time with. For sure. So we've got one pant leg off. So yeah, I just pull the skin up away from the meat and make a little slit. I like to use my fingers to just separate it as I go. Make sure you don't cut yourself. Somebody cuts themselves every time, I swear. So now that we have it free, they skin pretty easly. So I'm just gonna do what I call pulling the pants down and just taking it all the way to the hip. All the way to the hip. Okay, so we have everything in the middle to deal with at this point. I'm gonna come around. So you can come in here with your fingers, very easy to do with your fingers, and pull away the skin from the body cavity here. You can see that it's attached with a membrane. Yeah, you just want to separate it from that membrane. See, we're all the way through, and now I can cut that a lot easier.
We just have to, like, this is what you can't touch.
And then we have to deal with the bits. So I'll peel the skin all the way back to the tail. This. And I take it all off in one go. All of this. I'll just go ahead and grab it all, pull it to the side, and I make like a V shape. So that's one side, pull it over. There's the other side. and then similar to the front, put a hole through the back here, and then cut up, and it all comes off like that. So now we can do the meat banana, which is just peeling it all down. This is where it would be bad if you cut tendon. Some people are really good at getting it in one go. I have to free the arms.
You have to do what?
I have to free up the arms separately. So this is her elbow. There is a membrane where this is all attached basically at this point that I just try to pierce with my finger. I'm not always good with my finger. I might have to go in with a knife. There it goes. And then I can hook it and deglove it like that. That's where if the feet were attached, they're not coming off at that point. So there's one. Then I'll get in there at the other. Her little elbow is in here. There we go. See my finger? I'm just gonna pop through, put my thumb in and push down and get it out.
Not a whole lot of stuff.
But it might be all over.
I guess I was expecting it to be more attached to the hide than what I expected.
Come on. Right. There we go. Ta-da! So now we just deal with the inside parts. So with this, we're going to be careful. Now, they don't have anything like salmonella on the inside.
Right.
If you do happen to spill poop, no big deal. You can put this kind of poop raw on your garden, it's fine.
That's what she was saying.
Yep.
That's why she wanted to get some for the
That's one of the reasons that rabbits are so awesome to deal with. But you want to pull still, just because there is a bladder in there, and we really want to try to not pop that.
Yeah.
Pull the, what's this called?
Belly flap.
Belly flap.
Yeah,
The belly flap away from the innards. And then I like to put my fingers in like this. We have little seatbelt cutters, little gutting hooks that work all the way down to where the rib cage is.
Gotcha.
And see, she is pretty fatty on the inside. So this is actually her her uterus.
I've seen this before.
I like seeing the older rabbits because these are way more developed. But this is the 2 uterine horns right here. Isn't that cool? So they can have 2 different litters of different ages in each side. But we want to get rid of that. That's the bladder for sure. So we're gonna just get this out of the way from the get-go.
Yep.
And I pinch at the top here. It's like a little water balloon, straight in the bucket. So at this point, now we need to get the rest of the entrails out. I like to cut down to the hip, straight in the middle here. Like this. You can feel the bone when you go ahead and do it yourself, and we'll have you guys do it for sure if you want. And then I'll place both thumbs on either side. I've got my hands in the back, and I'm just gonna spread her legs too far, and it cracks. So I might need to use my knife to free up a little bit of this stuff that's connected, but at that point we can just guide everything down and out. I just put my finger down here, and it all comes down. There we go. See, all free.
Yep.
So they will have, there's a diaphragm that separates the inside, the guts, from the lungs and stuff. So we'll get through to that at some point. But here's the liver. This is her stomach. I can feel all the food in there. But I grab as much as I can on this side of the diaphragm and pull up, and it all kind of comes out in one piece. I don't save the liver. You can. I'll do it eventually. I just haven't done it yet. So it all comes out.
It's amazing that it just
like so. There's a kidney left behind. And then we have the diaphragm here, which should have a hole in it from the esophagus going down through, and we will just pull that open, lung and heart, and then we can pull the lung and heart out kind of the same way. It sort of tears, but no big deal. So that's all one go. Heart, lung, and then, sorry?
No, I think I've continuously been in your shop.
relatively clean insides. So I will just go ahead and rinse this off. I'll cut her down. So I try to peel up the skin and get as close to that hock joint as I can. because there will be meat lost when you cut it off. You could take this down and be really precise about cutting the foot off, but many people just use the nippers. So. And rabbits will hit the ground today. It is fine. It's all right.
Oh.
Like someone will cut it down and a rabbit will be on the gravel. That is okay.
It washes.
It happens. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of blood. This part we don't eat. I'm going to put it in a saltwater solution, and that helps draw out the extra blood. So they'll sit in the saltwater solution in the refrigerator for about 24 to 48 hours.
Oh, okay.
You can set them in there for up to a week, but you want to get them put away at that point. Fresh meat lasts a lot longer in the fridge, but the longer you take on the front end, the less time you have on the back end when it's thawed out. I love this little outside
No kidding.
thing that we have. We have used hoses hooked up with, a sprayer like right here, but this was $60 and it's been awesome. And they make them. We saw one. I wanted to get it, but why? We already have a sink, but it's got like a little trash bin here, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be perfect. I'll just rinse off what I can. There's going to be hair on it. I'll deal with all of that when I go to put it away. Or when I go to cook it. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to put this in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then when I go to cook it, I'll rinse it really well. With this extra fat, don't try to pull this off while it's warm. It's not going anywhere while it's warm. After it's been in the refrigerator, it all solidifies up nice and it just peels right off. Simple. So don't worry about fat that you find and it won't come off. It's not a big deal. So here's Echo.
Is that your saltwater solution?
Yep, this is nice.
And you can tell that it's separated because the body cuts.
Yeah, and you just do their eyes also kind of relax.
I'd pin them down and scoop my hands underneath to catch the feet. I found that to be the easiest way of getting them in there.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. And then she puts them, just like that. There it is.
Blue eyes?
You see it rolling back?
Yep.
He's gone. Or she.
It, for all intents and purposes.
So we've had a great day. We've learned how to process a few rabbits, put a little food in the freezer. It's been great. This is Heather with Sage and Stone Homestead, and she and her husband Levi were kind enough to invite us over today. Heather, tell us about what y'all do here.
We do a little bit of everything here. We've got chickens, we have goats, we have bunnies, and those are probably our main three, although the bees are really starting to take over lately.
Now, if you want to figure out something that's a lot of work, bees. But, okay, sorry, I digress.
Conversation for another day. They really can be a lot of work.
So Heather and Levi keep a dairy goat herd as well. She's got a lot of milking videos on her channel. It's pretty great because, again, they live just a few miles down the road from us. This is such an awesome opportunity to meet somebody who kind of does the same thing that we do, almost in our neighborhood. So it's just a short drive down the road to get over here. So it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate y'all doing that. But, if we have milking questions or anything like that, it's going to be great. It's great. We met people. It's awesome. That's a wrap on an awesome day. What an amazing opportunity it was to go down there and learn a little bit more about processing your own meat, raising, processing, everything from beginning to end. Great opportunity. Had a lot of fun. Thank you so much to Heather and Levi at Sage and Stone Homestead for bringing us out. Now, their channel is going to be linked below, so if you're not already subscribed to their channel and you're into what we're doing around here, this homestead life, make sure you go over there and check them out. If you're new to our channel and what we do around here, make sure you click on that video and subscribe while you're here. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. My name's Reagan. This is the GWP Homestead. See you soon.